Hello everybody, I hope you're going well. Today is a special upload for you. Oh, here we go. Today is a special upload for you because I am having a new type of video for you. I was always wearing a mask during all my videos, so up to this point, I think you can already understand that I'm not using the mask anymore, even though I have already made many videos that will progressively be uploaded on my YouTube channel. It does actually mean that sometimes you will see me with a mask and sometimes you won't. So it is a game that I played against a FIDE master on Chess Arena. Chess Arena is the official chess website from the FIDE, so if you're interested to play against many masters, you can just go there. You see my rating, you see the rating of my opponent. It is not my FIDE rating. You know, my FIDE rating is 2000, so it is just my long game rating on Chess Arena. So if you're interested in playing against me, you can just go on Chess Arena because I'm not playing only chess anymore. I just don't like playing only chess anymore. So let's just start with the game. I played with the white pieces. My opponent played with the black pieces, and I played knight f3. He played knight f6, g3, g6, b3, bishop g7, bishop b2. Right now, you can already understand that after d6, the move that he played, we have already opening in the type of King's Indian position. But right now, after d4, I'm preventing you from pushing e5. We have this type of position. Here I castled because I hate playing with c4, c4, knight c3 and e4, because it is really a King's Indian defense with a bishop on b2 and a lost tempo because I played b3 and not b4 straight away. So actually it is not good for me, but it's okay. That's the reason why I'm always castling. If you're taking there, okay, I'm just having the Sicilian type of position with the c pawn traded for the d pawn, and my position is just very easy to play. So because the bishop is on g2, I will push c4 in order to control the d5 square, and then the knight is going on c3 in order to control all the central squares. He played queen c7, I played knight c3, knight c6, which is actually already inaccuracy. In this position, probably the knight c6 is a complete normal move, but the problem with this position after knight c6 is that I have an engine move in this position that is pretty sick. The move is rook c1. I play knight d5, and I have played probably knight d5 20 times on the board. So I do know knight d5 pretty good, but I didn't know rook c1 before playing the game. Actually, the idea is pretty simple. I just want to play knight d5 right now, but with the rook on c1, so you cannot take because you're losing a piece. So if you trade on d4, I'm taking with the queen, and if you play, for example, knight d7, I have queen takes g7. King takes is forced, and knight d5, I'm just winning a piece. So it does actually not work. And if you're going, for example, knight h5, I just play queen d2. My threat is knight e5, so okay, let's say bishop e6. I play knight e4, and the idea right now is just that I will trade the black square's bishop. The b7 pawn is still weak. You cannot push b5 because you're just losing and you're opening my rook. So for example, after the trade on b2, I will just play slowly improving my position. After taking, for example, I would probably just trade and play knight takes e5, and you see how the whole position is actually collapsing. So d5 is the only move, knight g5, and you still not have so many squares because you're losing everything what you got. So actually I'm just having quite a great position. I didn't notice before the game, so right now, because I have already analyzed the game, I know this, and it is pretty funny because I have already won a game today, actually, on the Vidit Open Arena on Chess Arena. So, yes, Vidit Gujarati from India. So, okay, he played knight c6, I played knight d5, and right now we have a pretty standard position after all the trades, except that the e7 pawn is pretty weak, because if he's going forward, you're just going to have hanging pawns, and if you're taking with the bishop, the d-pawn is weak, so I'm just having a very great position, and yeah, I just feel that the position is not going to be good enough for the black camp, but it's okay. So we traded, he played bishop d7, I played rook c1 and queen e3. So the idea of queen e3 is that, okay, he's attacking on a2, but I'm counter-attacking on e7. So I could play queen b2, but queen b2 is just too drawish, because, okay, I would play e4 and the position will be good after f4, f5, or e5 and so on, but it does not work. It is actually a beginner type of move, playing e4, f4, e5 for no reason, having hanging pawns for no reason in the center of the board. I mean, I cannot push d6 because it's just trading. and I cannot go further because he's just winning a pawn, so it is just a stupid idea. So that's the reason why I play queen e3. And I had already this position on chessboard many times, so I do know that queen e3 is a bit better than queen b2. So he played rook fe8, I played rook c2, bishop f5, bishop e4. If you're trading, I'm just having the best position ever. You cannot contest the c-file, and I will contest the fact that you're playing against me, my friend, so it is not good enough. So he went back on d7, I played rook c1, rook c8, and here I started to make a mistake. I was just overconfident in this position, and that is a pretty tough problem that many chess players have. I just traded everything, but probably bishop g2 was better, or queen d3 was better. The idea is that after a trade I would just take back, I guess, and this check is not a problem, and if you're going there, I would just go back with the, no, wait, I cannot go back with the bishop. Probably this is good. What is Vincent saying? Yes, rook c8, oopsie, rook c8. Trading, and okay, we have this type of position where the e-pawn is still weak, so queen c1 probably is good. Yeah, queen c1 looks great. You cannot take the pawn because you're losing the bishop on check, so probably bishop h8, and if I want to equalize, I can just play bishop g2, but pawn is hanging, so the engine will say probably a3, because I see the engine, so I know what it is saying. But it's okay, you know, the position is pretty easy to play for me. But okay, I made a mistake, or even playing h4 is good enough. So after bishop h3, I have king h2. But okay, here I traded everything, and I made a small blunder, I'd like to say. I played the move bishop f3. Actually, I wanted to play bishop g2, because the threat is actually bishop h3, and it is pretty easy to see it. But okay, this type of mistakes have happened. Okay, actually the best move here was bishop h3, and after bishop h3 I have to go on c1. He takes the pawn, and then we have this type of position in which he's having some counterplay on this side of the board here, but somehow I managed to have some counterplay on the black squares, and it is not easy to understand. But okay, even though I have lost the pawn, it is not a nightmare, but it's okay. I guess it's okay. But okay, I made a mistake, he missed that, okay, and I played h4. So the idea is that after bishop h3, I would just play king h2. You have no check, so actually I'm just good with that. And I want to push h5. If you allow me to push h5 in order to play h6, or even to trade, I will have a better position. So that's the reason why he played h5. And here I made a mistake. So I made, humanly, it is the best move ever played. Enginely, it is a tough mistake. I decided to play bishop takes h5. So it is not easy to play against the FIDE master, but no, I'm not afraid of FIDE masters. That they are only FIDE masters. So that's the idea is just to pick up the pawn, and it is important for me to put him in check first because I'm just blocking his bishop and taking the pawn. Right now, what is the material count? Right now, I do have 2 pawns for bishop, and my opponent has to be very precise, because if he's not, I will just win the game. So he already made a mistake, he played queen c1. For me, queen c2 was a problem, with the idea that after, for example, this, he would just pick up the pawns, and in the end of the day, he's just at the right time to stop the pawn. It was for me a problem, but I couldn't see further. Probably I wouldn't do that. But it's okay. I play king h2. So the engine is completely ridiculous. It tells me to play king h3, but it's king h2. I mean, yeah, the difference is minimal, but it's okay. He played f6. So enginely, you allow your opponent to take all the pawns because you still have a bishop. Enginely, I mean, but humanly, it is impossible. So he played f6 with the idea that if I put him in check, he would just go back and he's just winning. But okay, I played queen g6. So the engine prefers queen g4 with the idea that after going there, just queen g7, and I'm putting you under pressure, so you have to defend, and I'm just putting you in check, and this is a draw. Engine draw, actually, because seeing queen g7 with this kind of perpetual, no, it is just impossible. Like, a human will see something like this, okay, probably, actually right now I do feel that I'm a lot better, but yes, it is humanly impossible to find on the board, but it's okay. He played f6, okay, human mistake. So I played queen g6 again, queen g4 because queen g7, but I played queen g6 with the same idea that sometimes if he's moving his king, I would just have queen g7. he played queen b2, inaccuracy. The engine does say that probably queen d1, with the idea that he's attacking both pawns is the best idea. Then after going there or pushing e4, the position is probably just equal, I guess. But okay, I played h5. Okay, human mistake. The idea is that if you're playing f5, okay, I'm just picking one more pawn, and the position is still not easy to play. Like for example, something like this. The engine will always say that I'm a stupid moron, but it's okay. For example, something like this. Yeah, okay, okay, I see. Yeah, I see. Okay, probably, okay, it is a mistake. But okay, he played queen e5 in order to come back with all his pieces to defend. I played h6, this, and g4. So if I'm pushing the pawn, he's just playing this, and right now, oopsie, and right now I'm losing. And if I take this, he's just taking my pawn on check. So probably it's still a draw, but it's very hard and very tough to defend. Yeah, f3 on move, queen d2, then king f2. The engine is allowing you to take all my pawns. Okay, it is pretty funny, but okay. So after king c8, I thought a bit, and I decided to play g4 with the idea that I'm preventing you from playing bishop f5, and if you're taking there, I would just play e4. And humanly, you see this, and you're not pushing your calculation further. Like, I mean, you're just losing everything. But here there is a move, and this move is very important, and he missed that, and I also did miss that. The move is queen d1, with the idea that after I take there, you're not taking with the queen and losing, because all this stuff happens, but you play bishop takes. And here, it is forced for me to play queen f7. Impossible to see. Queen f7. You see, this is the kind of move that we have to see, because if you don't see, if you're not able to see queen f7, you cannot believe that bishop g4 is not losing, because every other move loses. Like for example, this, and it is already losing. And I cannot go there because it is even worse. Or is it? Oh, you see this variation, and I don't have any checks. And queen g3, e5 check. Wow. No, it is impossible to see that on the board. So probably if you're superhuman or Hans Niemann, you can see that, but it is impossible to see. But okay. And my opponent played f5 in order to defend everything. And here I made a move. Actually, I wanted to play queen d7, but after e4, we started to have a lot of problems with time. I thought that in this position it would be pretty hard for me to defend myself, but when I look at the position right now, I just see that there is no checks, so I'm just completely winning. Oh wait, there's queen d2, but okay, wait, I have to turn off the engine. So okay, f5, I played h7 with the idea of queen g8, okay. So he played f takes g4, I played queen g8 in order to defend and try to promote. And right now, if you're putting me in check, for me I was just completely winning. But I'm not, because after all this variation it is okay. But if I go there, for example, what is the engine saying? Queen f1, exactly. See, queen f1. And you see the variation, how far it goes. I have to go there, queen h6, I have to go back in order not to get mated. Yeah, so it is pretty tough to see. Okay, something like this is pretty easy to miss over the board, even though it is a classical game, it's pretty hard. But okay, my opponent just blundered, he took the pawn, he just took the pawn, and he thought that he was just completely winning, or even doing a draw, but the problem is that after all his checks, I just go on h2 and you don't have any checks anymore. So, okay, he played a bad move and he made it in the one move, but this move is like resigning. I mean, there is nothing else to do, like this, and it's over. So okay, pretty funny game, pretty interesting one. If we are analyzing the game with the Lichess analyzing engine, we will see that this was a ping pong game. So okay, pretty funny. Yeah, it happens. Actually, I'd like to say that instead of bishop takes h5, probably the best move was just a3, then trying to say, with the idea of b4, and okay, it's just a draw, position is completely equal. There is nothing to talk about, so it's okay. Thank you very much for watching at this game. I am actually going to record another game right now, a game that I played against International Master, and even a game that I played against the 2100 Federated. So if you're interested and if you like all the uploads that I'm doing to you, just subscribe to the channel. If you're interested in having a private chess coach, just go in the comment section. I'll be there in order to answer you. And see you in a future upload. Take care.